Hi there, I'm Shelby Williams, coming to you on Casual Friday. We've got an important message because we're halfway through early voting in the primary elections for 2020. Things are getting pretty heated right now in a couple of key Republican down-ballot races in Collin County, also some key Democrat primary races, not least of which is the presidential race. And things are going to get even more heated in November. But this is where it all starts. So the question is, what do we as citizens at any level of government need to do to make our voices heard? This is paramount, because if you are not an informed and engaged citizen, then you allow government to be something that happens to you. Anybody want that? Not I, obviously. That's why I do this. But I don't want it for you either. But it requires that you don't fall asleep at the switch. It requires that you do more than shout at the TV. So what can you do? Voting is obvious, but it hasn't been sufficient just to vote for a very long time. We've been voting and voting and voting, and yet our nation continues the slow decline that we've witnessed in the past decades. So what do? There are two things. Three, really. First is just get informed. Every election cycle, every election season, you hear all sorts of claims from one candidate about another. How do you know who's telling the truth? I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. Do at least some minimal research. You cannot allow your opinions to be formed by whoever speaks loudest and longest. That is not a recipe for success personally or for our government. There's a case right now in Collin County. Melvin Tatia, for judge of the 380th District Court, whom I have endorsed, it's no secret, is embroiled in a very contentious election with his incumbent opponent. Now, his opponent recently, within the past couple of weeks, has made very specific allegations of Melvin colluding with the opposite party on this election. He obtained secretly recorded audio from one of Melvin's campaign meetings and has released dribs and drabs of audio to substantiate the claims. However, the dribs and drabs, the shortest of which is 5 seconds, the longest of which is only 40 seconds, don't do anything to corroborate the story. So how do you know? Look for evidence and look for substance. But that's only one race, okay? Look broader. In any contested race, you've got to scratch the surface looking for the truth, okay? That is paramount. So at least do that. Talk to people whom you trust and are knowledgeable and can give you reasoned explanations. Don't take anybody's word for anything, not even mine. Okay? Look for the substance, look for the facts backing up the claims. Now, the next thing, get involved. You find a good person as a candidate for any office, put your support behind them. It could be monetary. It could be block walking for them. It could be getting involved in any number of ways, or even just supporting them with your friends, family, church members, etc., and letting them know how you feel. Now, when it comes to the parties, Republican and Democrat, we're about to go through the convention process. This is the grassiest and the rootiest of the grassroots when it comes to party engagement. And it's going to kick off on primary election night, Tuesday, March 3rd, across the state of Texas, heading toward the state Republican and Democrat conventions this year, which will in turn lead to the national conventions where the candidates for president of the United States will be chosen. But it all starts March 3rd. On March 3rd, and depending on your county or your Senate district, your precinct level conventions will occur that night. In Collin County, it's going to be the following Saturday morning. Across Collin County, everybody's going to gather in one location, divided by precinct, and you'll be able to do two things. First, you can submit resolutions in hopes that they will make their way to the party platform. This is a bottom-up approach. Second, you can apply to be a delegate to the next level of convention. At the precinct convention, to be a delegate, all you got to do is show up. So why not? Show up. Make your voice heard. That should be whether it's at the conventions or your city council meetings, your state legislature, anywhere. That's how it starts. That goes to the Senate district or county conventions, then to the state convention. The Republican state convention will be in Houston this year, May 14th through 16th. I will be there. And then go to the Republican National Convention in Charlotte. That's how it all goes from the grassroots. If you are not there on the ground floor on March 3rd or the following Saturday, depending on when it happens in your county, then you've missed the boat entirely. I will be publishing on my webpage sometime soon the entire process, how to go about getting involved, how to engage. But if you don't do it, somebody else will. Will they agree with you? Will they champion your values, your ideals? Maybe, maybe not. The only way to make sure your voice is heard is to make it heard yourself. So get engaged, I implore you. Go vote if you haven't already in the early voting period, which ends next Friday. I'm Shelby Williams with Plano City Council, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Thank you.